Sir.
Yes, Puta.
Sir, then sketch are pote alawan onada.
Mana mokada Puta?
Sir, endala තියෙන sketch තියෙනවනේ. ඒව පොතේ අලවන්න ඕනේද?
මොන sketch එකද අර අපි homework එක දීප එකද?
නෑ සර් මේකට එහා පැත්තේ තියෙන එක.
ඔව් ඒක මම එවනවා. ඒක print එක අරගෙන. ඒක දාන්න අර file එකක් මම කිව්වනේ I have already asked you all to maintain a file.
හරි සර්.
Put it to that file. Okay?
Okay sir.
You no need to maintain 2 files. You maintain just 1 file and put it to that. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Oh, Matisha, බොරුවක් කියලා පැන්නා. Naomi? අද හිතුවත් දන්නේ නැහැ මතීෂට සින්දු කියවයි කියලා. නේද? Memory, human, then animal, human has a memory. Animals has a memory. Some physical components also has a memory. Remember? Huh? Human has a memory. Animal has a memory. Animals has memory. Some physical components also has memory. Actually, we are not going to talk about animals memory and human memory, right? We are going to talk about a physical component which has a memory. What is this physical component? What is this physical component? Apute? Computer, yes. As well as we explain memory, the computer also has a memory like that. The computer, because computer is a physical component. This physical component also has a memory. මේ computer එකටත් තියෙනවා memory. So this computer's memory is dividing into 2 sections: short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term memory and long-term memory.
Sir, memory එක ඇඳ ගන්න ඕනේද?
නෑ. පොඩ්ඩයි. Physical components. Some physical components has memory. Example, a computer. Now we are going to talk about computer's memory. Computer's memory. So this computer memory has computer has two types of memories, short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term memory and long-term memory. So this short-term memory is going to store in. So for these two types of memories, computer has two types of storage devices. For these two types of memories, computer has two types of storage devices, right? නේ දැන් මෙයාගේ මෙමරි එක ගැන අපි කතා කරන්නේ නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා සාමාන්‍ය මෙමරි එක ගැන කතා කරා ඒ වගේ මෙමරි එකක් කම්පියුටර් එකටත් තියෙනවා කිව්වා, right? So this computer's memory is dividing into two parts, short term and long term. For these two types of memories, computer has two types of devices. The devices which is using for short-term memory in the computer calls the devices that we are using for short-term memory in a computer calls primary storage devices. Primary storage devices, right? The long-term memory, for the long-term memory, the devices for the long-term memory inside the computer calls secondary storage devices. Primary storage devices and secondary storage devices. Right? Now understood? How many types of memories inside the computer? How many types of memories inside the computer? How many types of memories inside the computer? Yeah.
Two types.
Yes, two types. What are they, Ehan? Could you please hold the line? Hold on, please.
Room and RAM.
Right. Tell me, Jehan, what did you say, Pute?
Room and RAM.
No. What did I explain here? Huh? Computer's memory. It dividing into two sections. Short-term memory, long-term memory. Short-term memory and long-term memory. Then the devices that we are going to keep short-term memory, we are calling as primary storage devices. Then for the devices using for keep long-term memory, we are calling secondary storage devices. Understood that? Huh? තේරුණාද? Senuka? Any matter?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Matisha? Naomi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jehan? Understood that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So first of all, we are going to talk about this primary storage device. What are the primary storage devices? මොනවද අපි බලමු මොනවද මේ primary storage devices කියලා කියන්නේ? ප්‍රාථමික ගබඩා උපකරණ. Primary storage device. But before come to discuss about it, we'll have a little note about this computer's memory, right? Earlier we wrote a note regarding a memory. Earlier we have already written a note regarding a memory. Now write down under that paragraph, start by a new paragraph. Start by a new paragraph. Start by a new paragraph. The physical components the physical components the physical components which are using memory
Sir, message මේකට දානවද?
මම දාලා තියෙන්නේ නවමිට විතරයි. කලින් ඒවා ආවේ නැද්ද ඔයගලන්ට?
සර් ආයි කියන්න.
කලින් ඒවා ආව සර් දැන් තමයි ආවනේ.
දැන් එක
දැන් මේ කතා කරනකොට ආවේ.
නෑ දැන් එක දාලා තියෙන්නේ නවමිටනේ. නවමි මට සෙන්ඩ් කරලා තියෙනවා. thank you. right නෑ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ලියප් එක කපා ගන්න. පොඩක් කට් කරගන්න the physical components කියන එක අයින් කරගන්න. the physical components which are using memory කියන එක අයින් කරගන්න. A computer also has a memory. A computer also has a memory as explained above. A computer also has a memory as explained above. As explained above. In computer, to store its memory, has physical devices. In computer, to store its memory has physical devices. Matija signal. Are you in a jungle or somewhere else? Matisha, are you in a jungle? Naomi, Matisha කැලේකට ගිහිල්ලාලු. සිග්නල් නැහැලු. Matisha සිග්නල් නැහැලු. ඒ හරිය කඩේකින්වත් ගන්න කියමුද සිග්නල් එකක්? We'll ask him to buy a signal. කන්දකට ගිහින් දින කන්දක ගිහිල්ලා සිග්නල් නැත්තම් ඉතින් වැඩක් නැහැ නේ. කන්දක ගිහිල්ලා සිග්නල් නැත. right. අයියෝ වැඩක් නැහැ මතීෂ. ওই පැත්තේ කඳුවල සිග්නල් උත් නැද්ද? right.
වර්තමාන වෙනවද?
අපොයි ඇහෙනවා හොඳට ඇහෙනවා. He can hear you properly. Right. So to store its memory has physical devices. Also, also the computer's memory also the computer's memory is dividing into two sections. Primary storage devices, number one. Primary storage devices, number one. Number two, secondary storage devices. Primary storage devices and secondary storage devices. Now, how many types of computers? Also computers memory is dividing into two sections. May primary storage devices and secondary storage devices කියන එක delete කරගන්න, අයින් කරගන්න, කපා ගන්න එක ලියන්න එපා. Also the computer's memory is dividing into two sections. Two sections due to the dividing into two sections due to the devices which are using to store data and information due to the devices which are using to store data and information inside the computer or system unit. Right, inside the computer or system unit. Also, computer's memory is dividing into two sections due to the devices which are using to store data and information in the computer system. Number one, primary memory. Primary memory. Number 2, secondary memory.
සර් මම පොඩ්ඩක් කට් වුණා සර්. අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා දාපු මැසේජ් ටික ආයෙමත් මේ කොපි කරලා දාන්නකෝ.
බෑ. කොතනින් දන් දෝන පුතේ වාට? ජහන් පුතා. So when did you stop? Jahan, Pute, where did you stop? මෙන්න නවමි දාලා හොඳයි. හොඳ දරුවෙක්. අන්න Jahan, Naomi has already sent it. Primary memory had one extra y. Better cut it off. එක කපලා දාන්න. එක y එකක් වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. සෙනුක කට් කරලා දාන්න. මම ඒ මැසේජ් එකේ එක y එකක් වැඩි. ඒක කපලා දාන්න.
සර්
ඔව්.
සර් මේ පොඩ්ඩක් වරද්දන්න නැතුව කියනවාද මේ ඒක හැන්ඩල් කරගන්න අමාරුයි වරද්දුවාම.
මොකද්ද? හරි. Right. Okay. Right. No problem. Right? So,
සර් මම කපන්න කැමති නැති හින්දා ටිපෙක්ස් වලින් තමයි මේව කරන්නේ. ඒක
ගමන්න. Okay, very good. It's really good. It's really good thing. Then, what is this primary memory? What is this primary memory? මොකද්ද මේ primary memory එක කියලා කියන්නේ? Inside the computer, this is a computer. Inside this computer, there are two types of memories. Here this is one type of memory. This is another type of memory. ඔන්න ඔහොම මතක තියාගන්න. මේ එක memory එකක්. This is one type of memory.
What is that, sir?
නිකම් පොඩ්ඩක් බලාගන්න. මේක ඇතුලේ මේ memory දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මම මේක කියන්නේ. කම්පියුටර් එක ඇතුලේ memory ಜಾති දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Primary storage and secondary storage. Now we are going to look at what is this primary memory. Primary memory. Primary memory means the memory which is using the memory which helps central processing units day-to-day activities. The memory which helps central processing units day-to-day activities calls primary memory. Primary memory, the memory which helps central processing units day-to-day activities. Okay. So without this primary memory, the central processing, the working process of the central processing unit will not be able to happen as it wants. මේ primary memory එක නැතුව central processing unit එකේ කටයුතු ක්‍රියාකාරීත්වය සිදු කරන්න බැහැ. primary memory එකක් එයාට අවශ්‍යමයි. central processing unit එකේ day to day වැඩ කටයුතු වලට, daily වැඩ කටයුතු වලට, නිතර අවශ්‍ය කරන වැඩ කටයුතු වලට තමයි මේ primary memory එක පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. The most recent words, for the most recent words of the central processing unit uses this primary memory. Without this primary memory, the central processing unit will not be able to execute. So this is the memory which situated very closely to the central processing unit. The primary memory එක තමයි central processing unit එකට ඉතාම ළඟින් පිහිටලා තියෙන්නේ. It's very close to the central processing unit. Why? For the recent works of the central processing unit, it can access very quickly this primary memory. The central processing unit එකේ වැඩ කටයුතු වලට ළඟම ඉතාම ළඟ වැඩ කටයුතු වලට මෙයාට පුළුවන් වෙනවා මේ ළඟ පිහිටලා තියෙන නිසා primary memory එක ටක් ගාලා access කරන්න. ටක් ගාලා මෙහෙම අත දාලා ගන්නවා එයාගෙන්. Because of that reason, that memory calls primary memory. Because of that reason, that memory calls primary memory. This primary memory also dividing into 3 sections. This primary memory also dividing into 3 sections. Primary memory එක බෙදෙනවා ප්‍රධාන කොටස් 3කට. Primary memory එකත් බෙදෙනවා ප්‍රධාන කොටස් 3කට. Now what is the primary memory? Computer has 2 types of memories. Primary memory and secondary memory. Right? So what's the primary memory is? the memory which helps CPU to its most recent works. Not most, CPU to its recent works. ළඟම වැඩ ටිකට. Primary memory is the memory which helps central processing unit to its recent works. Without this primary memory, the central processing unit will not be able to execute. The central processing unit එක මේ primary memory නැතුව වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. එයාට වැඩ කරන්න බෑ. Right? The reason is primary memory is the device which has situated very closely to this central processing unit. So when the central processing unit is executing its tasks, this is the memory it is accessing at the very beginning. මෙයාට මේක නැතුව බෑ කියලා කියන්නේ primary memory එක පිහිටලා තියෙන central processing unit එක ළඟින්මයි. ඒ වගේම මෙයා central processing unit එක එයාව execute කරනකොට එයාගේ වැඩ ටික කරනකොට එයාගේ වැඩ රාජකාරී කරන් යනකොට මුලින්ම access කරන්නේ කාටද මේ primary memory එකට. That is why it calls as primary memory. Understood that, Senuka? Naomi?
Understood, sir.
Naomi?
Yes, sir.
Janidu?
Yes, sir.
Jehan?
Yes, sir.
Jehan?
Yes, sir.
Akash? Oh, I didn't see you for a long time. Just lighten the bulb. Bulb එකක් විතරක් පත්තු කරලා ඉන්නවා.
Indo, sir.
So this primary memory is dividing into 3 sections. Primary memory is dividing into 3 categories. මෙහෙම මේ පැත්ත උඩට බෙදනවා, right? RAM, ROM,
SRAM.
wait. RAM, ROM, and cache. RAM, ROM, and cache. Computer's memory is dividing into two types: primary memory and secondary memory. Then primary memory is the memory which helps central processing units most central processing units, very recent tasks. Without